Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
We're the Felonious Friends.
We're the Felonious Friends.
I'm local criminal Kai, and that's the local magician Swithbird over there.
Yay.
And we just cracked open a bottle of Doughball birthday cake whiskey. And brother, I'm telling you.
You smelled it. I haven't yet. I'm waiting.
Shit. Okay, so hold on.
Okay.
It smells like birthday cake.
Sure.
But when I went for the second whiff, it just straight smelled like a vanilla candle.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ready? Here we go. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, that's nice. That's going in my big glass right now.
So we got mason jars because we are alcoholics with our little frozen ice cubes. Oh my fucking god! Save some for the rest of us.
It's a fresh bottle.
It is a fresh bottle.
Say when.
To you, dickhead. No, keep going. You gave yourself a lot at once. There you go. That's good.
Pretty sure you got more. I'm gonna match up.
Anyway.
There we go.
So, ladies and germs, we've got a few things to talk about. I'm sure it's been a long couple of weeks for both of us. We kind of missed 1 week, but that was due to my own stupidity and just the overbearing weight of existence. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
And I'm sure everyone at home can attest to the overbearing weight of existence because it's something we all suffer with in some way, shape, or form.
Grab something so we can start this off with a shot.
Right, I forgot about that. So we do, like I said, we do have the cookie, the birthday cake whiskey from Screwball, and we drank the cookie dough whiskey from
That was the last one.
Or was that the peanut butter whiskey?
No. We had the peanut butter whiskey like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
I was not a huge fan. You liked it, so you took it, and then, but my coworker told me about the dough ball.
Ah.
So we got dough ball the last time. That might have actually been like 2 episodes ago.
We are announcing to the public that we are alcoholics. And when we say that, we mean that everything we list off here, more than likely, will either be half gone or gone by the time we do our next little get-together for this.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But we got Oregon Spirit, the wheat whiskey again. Although we did discover they have both bourbon and rye. We should get the rye.
They've got bourbon, they've got rye, and then there was the one that we actually got the last time, which was
This one. This is the wheat.
Oh, okay.
This is the wheat. Yeah,
Okay.
wheat whiskey.
I thought we got the bourbon one.
No.
Oh, right. You saved $2 on that one.
Yeah.
It's $2 cheaper.
Correct.
That's right.
We got a $17 bottle of moonshine that was bottled here.
Well, not
Well,
here,
but
here
it was
in the
bottled up
States.
north. Yeah, and it's 100 proof, 50% by volume.
Of course.
But it looks like it'll be a good drink. We got a bottle of fucking Crown Royal Apple because I am a ghetto boy from the hood and will not drink anything else. And of course, we have very old Barton bourbon whiskey. It's 43% alcohol by volume and 86 proof.
Yep.
I actually didn't sip this prior. This was my shot glass.
I sipped it prior. I sipped it in the car.
So, holding true to our name, the Felonious Friends, you can tell that we, in fact, do still commit felonies. As he did just admit to one. Look at dickhead.
Hey man, that cop drove past us and there were no other cops around and I went blah blah.
This motherfucker, we were going down the street and he straight up was watching the intersection better than I was because I didn't notice there was a piggy over there. But cop rolls right past us and he goes, "Pigs are gone," flips the fucking cap off, and I mean he fucking thumb screwed that bitch off and went gulp, 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 and screwed the cap back on. What the hell's wrong with you?
It's been a long couple of weeks.
Jesus Christ, man. So down the hatch, we are drinking the same bourbon whiskey he committed said felony with in the car earlier today.
I wasn't driving though, so technically it's not a felony.
It's
anyway,
still an open
ready,
container.
Set,
Here we go. That's a very strong bite.
It does.
It's a little weak.
But it's a good starter for where we're at.
It's got a warm feeling to the aftertaste.
You're a warm.
Take the glass, please, son.
Oh, this one?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna put these over
As
here.
I devour.
Don't eat all of them because I would like at least one. Well, I want pizza as well. I want to crack into this pepperoni boy.
Mm-hmm.
They gave us dipping sauces of all sorts today.
Mm-hmm. We'd like to shout out the gentleman at Siddle Leazers who gave us some free fucking sauceroonies.
Is that what we're doing?
Mm-hmm.
We're doing the wordplay thing already?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm gonna turn it like that so that we can go like...
Ta-da!
Oh, and there goes my phone. There goes my phone.
This room is arguably warmer.
Yes, it's because that giant-ass window is in the sun for a lot of the day. But that's why I got the blackout curtains, because if we move that, this room would heat up another like 6 degrees.
This is true.
This is true. Now, real quick, before we go on our way back, there was a song that popped up on your phone.
Sarah
and the Safe Word.
Sarah and the Safe Word.
And
it was something Winter Wonderland.
Yeah, Winterton.
Mm.
Welcome to Winterton.
Mm. And it was so strange, but I kind of dug it.
No, it was great.
So we want to give them a shout out because we are nobody with
Winterwood. I apologize. It's called Welcome to Winterwood.
And we are 6 people, we are 2 people who 6 people listen to, so...
We are 2 people with 6 personalities, and...
Shit, I got 6 by myself. What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying. We are D12 in and of ourselves.
Sometimes it's a fractal. It's more of a D20 situation.
Yeah. I'm going to have to listen to them tomorrow when I get to work. Spend the first half of my day just vibing to those people.
So you have got any exciting things that done happen to you, son?
Well, we're still running overtime at work, which is fine. And I like it. It nets me a good profit weekly.
Yeah, sure.
However, for some reason, our boss continually believes that we need to bring in new people. And instead of hiring people such as yourself, who would understand the job in 2 seconds,
yes,
we got 2 new people at work this week that do not speak a lot of English, like C0.
And I would like to point out that I am the Hispanic in the room of the 2 of us, and even I am going, oof. This is an oof moment for me.
So... I don't, and one of them got placed with me in my little corner there.
Okay.
Which, like, I don't mind them not speaking English. Like, it's fine because I tend to spend most of my day just listening to music and not talking to people anyway.
You and me are like the same in that regard, where we can kind of disappear into our own little worlds where shit doesn't really exist or matter, you know?
Yeah.
And,
but it still brings in the issue of when I need him to do something.
Yeah, there's a language barrier.
It's a series of whistles and clicks.
Yeah.
And a lot of pointing.
Yeah, no, like...
So, other than that, though, dude seems fine.
I mean,
like,
if you say, a key is here, a ye is there.
Right.
So just remember...
Baño, I had to point it out.
Baño.
Basura. Every time he asked what I wanted to do with certain items that were sitting on the floor.
You look at him and you say, Lávate los manos.
I don't know what that means.
Just wash your hands.
What? I'm going to have to use that tomorrow. That's very funny.
That's an American dad joke. So,
Lávate los manos. I just sprayed myself with ranch.
You fucking bukkakied your
I just bukkakied my whole shirt.
But there's a whole bit with Roger the Alien.
I love Roger. He's my favorite character.
So fucking funny. But he convinces Steve that Hogwarts is coming for him.
Oh, God.
The owl and everything. So he leaves him at a drug house. And he fucking is like, oh yeah, whatever. He's like, oh yeah, what kind of spells are we going to learn today? And they got the Hispanic dude. He's like, typical whatever, and fucking wearing a jacket and a long sleeve shirt, but he's got the chemical mask on. And he's got a pair of blue gloves on, and you can clearly know where it's going. And he goes, Lávate los manos. And fucking Steve is sitting there in a goddamn cloak like he's straight up going to wizarding school. Guy like, Lávate los manos? And like, no, Lávate los manos. He's trying to get him like, wash your hands, fucker. Get ready for work. Like, we got a job to do. And Steve's fucking, Lávate los manos. And he runs out of the fucking room.
Can I just say that your impressions get so much better every week?
What do you mean?
That's a great Steve impression.
Lávate los manos.
That's like almost spot on.
It's
straight
really funny. But the whole shtick is Roger leaves him at a crack den. That's
God!
They're actively like making crack cocaine in the basement, and he thinks it's potions class.
That's phenomenal.
Oh my God!
I really need to get back into it.
Dude, but screaming Lavatelos Manos at people is like the funniest thing for me now. I love doing it. It's like, no, wash your hands because nobody understands what it means anyway.
Well, there's that.
Holy shiitake mushrooms.
Cheers.
We would like to apologize because we know we're loud and we're obnoxious. But
However, we are in the new room, and I have finished hanging foam that I can. I've got more sticky squares coming in the mail tomorrow. Yeah. So I'll be able to hopefully finish off that whole stack of shit. But what do you think so far? I got 2 over there. I got 3 over there. Or three's over there, 3's over there. I started the diamond.
Well, I'll tell you, son. So, our particular domicile is a shared residence. And we don't mean shared residence in the sense that we have, like, housemates. But we have a hotel-motel style arrangement where there's an individual...
It's a townhouse.
Yeah. But there's people next to us.
There's people next to us.
And it's relatively thin walls.
You'd actually be surprised.
Well, people don't know it, but to the neighbor's wall, there is technically a bathroom and a closet in the way, which helps a little bit with mitigating some of the sound flow.
From this room specifically.
Yes, but where you have it in that corner makes zero fucking sense.
You have to do every corner.
You're right.
I got foam behind both flags.
Okay, speaking of the flags.
Yes, okay. You were mentioning something about the monochrome flag.
No, you need to wait. Wait.
Patch, that's not for you. Fuck off.
What? So we have a monochrome flag in the corner. It's a satanic flag. It's got the 1776 style American flag circle of stars, but it is black and white stripes. Now, for those of us who live in America, you probably see this often. You probably see it with pictures of Donald Trump or some kind of serious figure, and specifically the Civil War for whatever reason.
Right.
They're just Foot Locker employees. That's it.
Well,
you're not making a statement. You really aren't, okay? You can have General Robert E. Lee's fucking faded portrait behind the Stars and Stripes for all I give a shit. From anyone else who is more than 10 feet away, you are a Foot Locker employee on his way to work. And that's all I will ever see you as. It is one of the most ridiculous political, clothing trends I have seen in recent years. And we suffered through MAGA hats.
But here's the thing, though, right? And it could just be, and I will admit this, it could just be that because I don't leave my house, I don't see this. I don't see shirts. And I don't have a Facebook, so I don't see people posting, a clear flag over their photos anymore to show solidarity with this, that, or the other.
But you're also a freak, because you get all your media through TikTok, and that's
That's not true. I really don't. My main media source when it comes to news specifically is Philip DeFranco on YouTube. Right? I've been watching him for years.
Okay, so you've got one guy in a hoodie and then every fucking preteen under the sun who's dancing around on TikTok. Of course you're not going to see...
but I don't watch those TikToks, though. I follow people on TikTok, like Tizzy Ent, and...
I don't know any of these people.
Tizzy Ent does, social justice warrior type stuff, but he does it, in a very funny way to people who actually deserve to be called out. There's a guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, especially because we're already a couple drinks deep. He's red hair, red beard, lives in Philadelphia, screams at the top of his lungs sometimes in his house, which is really funny because he's got a new baby. So, it's did you ever watch the Drew Carey show?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Mimi got pregnant?
Mildly, yeah.
So after Mimi had the baby, she tried to be super nice and loving and what? It's over here. She tried to be... You want more? Drink that! She tried to be super nice and loving and, kind of be a decent person, but her baby just kept crying and crying and crying until one day she snapped and started screaming at someone, and then the baby like chilled the fuck out instantly. So it was like, you understand that or she understood that she could continue to be the crazy person she is even with the baby around, because the baby was used to her screaming because it was inside of her.
Mm-hmm.
This dude has the same issue, which is really funny, because like his kid will just cry because it's a baby, like it's a baby, right? And it'll just cry, and he'll like he's made a couple like little posts about like talking to it like a normal human, and then he's made a couple like of his ranting, screaming posts, and the kid is totally chill and like not even bothered by the fact that he's like yelling in his living room.
Oh yeah.
About Trump selling sneakers at the fucking sneakerhead convention last weekend or whatever. It's so funny how kids are just like that.
That is pretty damn funny, I'm not gonna lie. I had a topic I wanted to talk about.
Besides the Foot Locker topic?
Yeah, my grandfather.
Oh, yeah, you were telling... Okay, yes,
so,
go on.
Old people...
Old people.
It's very rude to say, because growing old is a spectrum, and there's a few different ways people go into their elder years. It's either I've seen a lot of shit, and I've seen a lot of shit, I've experienced a lot of shit, and now I'm jaded and I hate everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's I've seen a lot of shit, I've experienced a lot of shit, and now I love everybody.
Okay.
There's also, I've seen a lot of shit, I've experienced next to nothing, and I love everybody. You know, you could break it down to however.
Sure.
Blah, 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 bullshit. But he's falling into that old and jaded category where he openly talks shit about things he doesn't like.
Ah, okay.
And he was shitting on a waitress at Village Inn that he didn't like while we were at Village Inn.
Oh.
Yeah. And he has a tendency to say things, like, we had the conversation of, like, oh yeah, well, fucking granddad's a racist.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, grandpa isn't a racist, but in his quiet moments, good God, the things he says, you know
Sure.
what I mean? It's just, like, so shocking to me that someone who fucking preaches to me about treating people the right way and not... Like, this is the kind of cop who could catch you with weed in the 70s, and he would have, like, tossed the weed away and sent you on your way, and he could watch you go back and pick up your weed and not do anything about it.
Huh.
And he's still just, like, the shit this man says is so fucking out there sometimes. It's like,
Sure.
good Lord, man. It's like, you do realize the team I play for, right? Like, good Lord.
Your grandfather doesn't actually know the team you play for, though, right? Because, like...
Listen, I told him I might be gay when I was, like, fucking 17. Not 17. I think I was 14. I was in California, of all places, so it's not like he couldn't abandon me anywhere. It was like, I think I might be gay. He was like, really? And I was like, yeah, I think so. He was like, okay. And that guy was like the end of it.
There
But,
it is, yeah.
Yeah, we've got gay family members. We've got quite a few, but I just think that, like, I don't know, there's a side of him from growing up in that generation that's still like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Because, like, even Dad has issues from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong, he's gotten a lot better. A lot better over the last several years. But at the same time, it's
Get your big toe off the cymbal.
Well, it's my symbol. I can put my toe on
Get
the
your
symbol.
big toe off that cymbal before I whack it. I really wish the microphone could pick you up fucking... Okay.
It's picking it up, yeah.
So we can hear a dear Swifbert fingering the symbol.
I'm not fingering it. I am big toeing it.
You're phalanging it.
Yeah, technically, it is considered a phalange.
Wow.
Are you painting one of your little bits of pizza with the crust of the same bit of pizza that you tore off a minute ago?
Yeah, it's effective.
Oh my God.
I dipped, I painted, I ate, and now I'm gonna eat.
Oh my god.
What?
I love you.
Well, listen, we have discovered amongst ourselves that autism truly is a very wide spectrum.
Oh, dude, it's fucking massive.
And science, I really have to hand it to scientists who are doing like psychological studies regarding this shit, because there are some autistic children out here who I couldn't stand to be in a room with for 5 minutes. And your daughter is one of those people.
The younger one?
Is one of those people.
The younger one, yeah. No, I totally understand.
And
Because I am the exact same way.
But it's incredible because,
first of all, can we
but
just...
like, one of the staples of like autistic people is like, oh, you can't fucking do shit without lists or a checklist, right?
That's Nicole.
And that's literally me too. And it's like I'm discovering all this shit that fucking autistic kids are doing, and it's like, oh my god, this is just me.
Yeah. No, dude, let me tell you.
Where did the diagnosis go wrong?
It's not that it went wrong. It's that you and I were never actually diagnosed. We never went into the doctor saying, I think I'm fucked up, give me the test.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, but you know what? That's the thing, though. I feel like even if you and I took the test, they'd be like, well, you guys are probably more likely ADD, ADHD, bipolar, blah, blah, blah bullshit.
Sure.
They'd give us everything around the bush. And then it's like, if I've got everything or half the shit that's around the bush, shouldn't I just be in the fucking bush?
Yeah. No, and I agree with you. And here's why I agree with you. And this is another reason why I like TikTok, because it gives me little tidbits that I can take, and then I can go and search farther into them.
Literally, TikTok is the weirdest place for validation for autistic people.
TikTok is the weirdest place for validation, period.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But...
And here we are shit-posting on the internet like a couple of ding-dongs.
Shit-posting on the internet like a couple of ding-dongs, smoking cigarettes in the back room of the house, eating a pizza, making a podcast, drinking aplenty.
Drinking
right?
fucking birthday cake flavored whiskey.
Here's the thing, right?
I'm going to go let the dog out real fast.
That's fine.
Continue.
You can still hear me from the back.
Of course. Come on, Precious. Let's go outside, buddy.
So, the thing about TikTok is that you can go down such an autism rabbit hole that you can, like... Somebody will just say something so random, but then connect it straight to autism, and it'll hit you in such a way that it'll spin your head for a second. You have to look into it further to see if that's actually a thing, right?
Yeah.
So, like, one thing that I have always done this, and I've never known why. I've always just attributed. What?
Should we crack the window?
You want it to get hotter in here?
No, but...
Just go turn the AC off.
The cigarette smoke.
I don't give a shit.
Okay. Sorry, we're shit posting.
One thing that I have always done, and I always just attributed it to being a little bit gay, because I am bisexual, right?
Oh my god!
Is I do the T-Rex arm, but I don't do both arms all the time. Sometimes I'll go straight up like one arm. And then I won't realize I'm doing just one arm until like a minute later, and then I'll either throw the second arm up to match it because I can't be counterbalancing that way, or because I just slip into my gay persona, and I'll just be like, yes! And
I'll,
god! Throw a snap with the other arm or whatever. I
saw a comic the other day. It was very clearly a lesbian couple, a very beautiful lesbian couple, sitting on the sidewalk waiting to cross an intersection.
Okay.
They are holding plants because
it sounds like Kaylee and Hendra.
Because exactly, trademark lesbian shit.
Yeah.
But there's a black couple across the street, and the boyfriend like waves them down, and they're like, us, and we're like, yeah, and he goes, huh, and he does the hand thing.
Yeah.
And it shows the comic girl going like, oh. Huh? And the black couple across the street's like, fuck yeah! I'm waiting for the day I get to do that. Oh my god.
I want to go to a gay bar so bad.
Let's go to Charlie's!
Well, wait, is Charlie's the place that you took me? No, the dog place.
That's Uncle Bear's.
That's Uncle Bear's. Okay.
Uncle Bear's is not a gay bar, it's a sports bar, but there are a lot of friendly, loving people there, and I shit you not. One of the former bartenders that comes over all the time, and
is it the girl?
No, it's not Brandy. I love this man. It is a guy. They are an F to M. Oh. And oh my God, they have such a lovely
You
personality.
need to go back to Uncle Bear's and invite them to the podcast because I would love to talk to them for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I can do that.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Have you... So there's...
Well, it was so funny because I didn't know. They were just one of the bro squad. And then I saw them in... First of all, Facebook listens to you, folks. I'm telling you.
Not just
Facebook,
not
Google,
just Facebook.
Google, everything. But
Apple,
specifically, Facebook and Google. Because... I was at Uncle Bear's, and I was talking about Uncle Bear's regularly, blah, blah, blah bullshit.
Right.
And I went onto Facebook, and I got them as a recommendation for people you may know, and I didn't even know their name at the time.
That's crazy.
And I called it out to Brandy when I went to the bar. I was like, listen, I'm on Facebook, blah, blah, blah bullshit. I was like, it might be because you and I became friends recently, but they also came up on my friends list. And like, oh yeah, they're like, blah, 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 they're an F to M transgender person. I was like, really? What? Yeah. I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's awesome. I was like, good for them. Holy shit. I think it shocked Brandy. I don't think she expected me to have such a positive reaction.
Well, you and I are, for lack of a better term, children of the internet. Most of our growing up came from internet bullshit.
Yeah, this is true.
We grew up with We were
lively fucking Baba Black Sheep.
Baba Black Sheep.
And we had stickdeath.com.
E-Bombs World.
E-Bombs World. Did you already say Stick Death? I'm sorry.
I did. But it's okay.
Stupid.
You're fine.
But no, but it's not even that, man. It's like the media we were exposed to between the period of the 90s and I want to say 2010.
Yeah.
Especially with anime and then movies like Hangover and Hangover Part 2, which introduced
Shout
the
out
whole...
to Toonami and Adult Swim.
But the whole Taiwanese ladyboy hookers thing...
Oh,
That was that was a rabbit hole. At 13, I was like, what do you mean, Taiwanese ladyboy hookers? And then it was like, fucking chicks with dicks. And I was like, but why? And then it led to the whole rabbit hole of transgender people. And it's
because best of both worlds.
Interesting. Well,
now,
I stop that. Because I'm admitting secrets that I really fucking shouldn't.
Your grandfather doesn't listen to this, don't
it's
worry.
not that. It's the fact. But, I know someone who had penile-sparing vaginoplasty. What that means is they take your balls and they redirect, your taint into being the vaginal canal. But they leave the dick. And it still can get hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they just tuck the boys, make a slit, create a tunnel.
Exactly. Basically,
and then that's... Okay.
Yeah. And that is such an... again, we're dipping into dangerous territory here.
Well,
but we are children...
Dad will be a little disappointed.
We are children of the internet.
We are children of the internet.
And
we are both... To be fair, we're both latchkey kids that did have plenty of television to watch because... God damn it, by the time you were a teenager, there were 500 fucking channels.
You want to talk about Toonami when I was a teenager? Toonami when I was a teenager was the shit. Even fucking Nickelodeon was showing Dragon Ball Z regularly.
Nickelodeon never played Dragon Ball Z.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Nickelodeon
I
never
had
played
weird TV channels, I'm telling you.
I promise you, Nickelodeon never played Dragon Ball Z.
Sure.
I'm sure.
Then a weird
Dragon
channel
Ball Z
I had when I had Dish
Toonami locked in. There were anime channels randomly that you could find, but Nickelodeon. The big thing with Nickelodeon was in the 90s. Nickelodeon had all the fun game shows that I tried to get on and never was able to.
Yeah, goddamn.
And also,
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Fuck you, Legends of the Hidden Temple. I wanted to get on your show and you were already over by the time I discovered you.
No. First and foremost. Thank you, Nickelodeon, for having such great programming, but fuck you, Disney, for being so shitty. Because I used to listen to Radio Disney as a child, right?
We all did, but continue.
AM 1580. I still fucking remember the AM station that Radio Disney was on. I called in to try to win tickets to something once and answer a question. And the question was, what do the original 13 stars on the American flag represent? And I called in and I got through.
Yeah.
And I told them it stood for the 13 original colonies. And they said, yeah, but we're looking for a slightly more detailed answer. And I was like,
how can you be more specific than that?
More specific than that? So they didn't give me the tickets. They gave them to some other fucking person. Don't know who. Congratulations to you. I doubt you're listening, but still.
Yeah, but fuck you, by the way.
Literally, my mom was with me, and Dad bought an entire set of encyclopedias. You remember when you had to buy encyclopedias?
Yeah, I do remember that.
So we had the encyclopedia out, and I was reading about the 13 original colonies just for that fucking trivia question, and they didn't give it to me, because they're fucking bastards.
That's really fucked up. But you know what? It's cool, though, because, again, I would like to call out 98 KUPD. They are... Genuinely, John Holmberg is one of the most lovable people to be around. He's such a joy, and he's got such great energy. But
absolutely.
And he gives us tickets to shit all the time. And I know he's more like your friend than mine or whatever. I'm just the dude that tags along. But fucking John, if you ever end up listening to this, man, big shout out for real. We really appreciate all the shit you do for us.
The morning show on KUPD. I think the fact that they have been on air for 25 years really
it
25 years in
a
one city market.
It
right?
really speaks to their personality.
It really speaks to it.
Because they're so down. The shit that they talk about is not only topical, but it's the shit that everybody relates to.
Absolutely.
It's the shit that everyone kind of listens to and is like, no, I know something like that, or I know somebody like that.
Yeah.
We all relate to it in some way, and we love to listen to it.
Love them. I listen to them every morning.
Speaking of, well, this is not speaking of. This is completely unrelated. I read a news headline.
Oh, here we go.
And this is coming from the two of us because we're felons and we laugh about this shit constantly. Mm-hmm. A gentleman in West Virginia was arrested after a search of his home uncovered 66 military-style machine guns, over 60 assault rifles, and 1 million plus assorted rounds of ammunition.
Assorted rounds.
And explosive materials.
Oh, fuck.
So, we have no... here's the fucked up part, okay? No, this is the part that pisses me off, okay? Because these faggot police officers are going to take all these goddamn guns and they're going to melt them down or they're going to break them and they're going to be so goddamn irreplaceable. It's a joke. They took a picture of this shit and we're talking walls of Lewis machine guns, which are incredibly rare British machine guns from World War II. They were a top-loading rotary magazine.
Oh, the pine guns.
They were stupidly fucking rare. He had the Browning water-cooled machine guns. He had M60s, assorted pre-banned assault rifles, all this bullshit. And it's like, bro, they're not even gonna fucking go and put this shit up to an auction where people who can actually, legally afford this stuff can get their hands on it. It's going to go into a goddamn evidence locker, and it's never going to be seen again, or it's going to be destroyed within 6 months, and literal pieces of history are going to be lost to police incompetence. And the fact that it happens regularly is a joke. Oh, literally, okay? Before we got all this shit started, I had a friend that I was trying to convince to come join the podcast. She did not, unfortunately, take my word up on it. And I am very upset that she didn't because she is a firearm aficionado.
Invite her next week.
I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to convince her to join. But fuck me running. The amount of stories we could have where we're talking about gun buybacks and people are bringing shit like STG 44s. For the uninformed, was the very first assault rifle ever put into combat made by Germany. They're literally giving these to the police for $500 when if you were to find one at a gun show would easily go for $75,000 fucking dollars.
Jesus Christ.
Easily. Literally. Okay. It's too much information for me to say, but if you are one of those people who appreciates firearms and things that go in any way, shape, or form, look at your motherfucking pawn shops.
Really?
Look at your pawn shops.
Really?
Around here,
yeah.
Even. They're over there. Just across the way.
There's
No. The Fred. They're just over there.
Oh, yeah. Your friend is just
over where all the nice houses with the fucking lakes and shit are. They're right over there, okay? And PPSH 41, a 7, I think it's 6.2
7.62
by 2.5.
Sure.
It's Tokarev. It's a pistol cartridge, but it's a Russian machine gun.
Okay.
That has the fastest fire rate of any handheld weapon in history.
Wow.
They found it at a pawn shop for $800.
Oh, and did they scoop it up?
Yeah, of course they did.
Of course they did.
Of course they
Thank
fucking
God.
did. We talk about that shit regularly. I'm like, listen, you need a range day? You tell me. We're going out into the desert and we're having fun.
Dude, and we have the shooting spot.
Oh my God.
All we had to do was load up Dad's truck.
Literally. But it's just a joke. It's so funny to me that there are so many things that people don't realize they have, and they just get fucked up because they give them to the wrong people. I have, now, the two of us,
yes.
Again, we talk about it regularly, it's the name of the podcast.
Felonious Friends,
yeah.
yes.
We technically cannot own firearms or ammunition.
Technically, I don't. I don't
know.
I mean, realistically, I don't. Realistically,
I
do.
am admitting to this.
Okay.
I own a belt of 8mm Lebel ammunition, which is French. And this specific...
Right, but it's just the ammunition.
This specific... Yeah, but they've got such a fucking stupid law that it's like, oh, each bullet is a year in jail.
Yeah.
But whatever. But fucking... This is a belt of ammunition for a World War I machine gun that will probably never see the light of day again. And I am...
Because they were all destroyed?
They were all destroyed. They're all in private collections, blah, blah, blah,
Gotcha.
whatever. But you got to understand, this is not a traditional belt of ammunition. When people think of belts of ammunition, they're probably thinking of loose belts, like the shit that an MG42 was fed, or the shit that like an MG, 60 is fed. You know what I mean?
To be fair, when you say belt of ammunition, the first image in my mind is like old school Western movies where they had the two.
Okay, like that's a bandolier.
Okay,
but
that's
first of all, I have a cowboy belt of 22 caliber bullets that have been in the belt since like the 1800s.
Oh my God!
Yeah. I'll bring it over sometime so you can have a look-see at it.
Yeah, absolutely, because that's kind of stuff actually interesting.
It's kind of neat, but what was I getting at? When I say belts of ammunition, during like World War I and World War II, they had
the machine. You're talking about like the machine gun belts.
Yeah, well, they were solid strips of metal that were then fed into a receiver.
Right.
Which would be considered a belt of ammunition, but oh God, I've already... M1909 Benet Merci is what this thing was called. It is a French light machine gun that will probably never see the light of day again. Only 1,000 of them were sent to the United States, and that was well over 100 years ago. But the fact that I was able to find this thing, I got it when I was like 7. I bought it for $12 at a gun show.
What the fuck?
Yeah, original ammunition, and I just have had it ever since, and I really want to give it to the Smithsonian. Because I feel like that's the only place that it really belongs. Is somewhere where it's surrounded by like pieces of history. There's going to be other shit there that people can look at and be like, oh wow, this was everything, and it'd be kind of cool to go there one day and see donated by blank, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that would be neat as fuck.
That would be pretty cool.
There's just not enough appreciation of history nowadays. I think my grandfather is starting to understand that too in his later years, especially all the shit that he's got rid of. He talks about all the cars that he used to have that he no longer has, and it's like, bro, what the fuck did you do? What did you really do? Camaros, Mustangs, Pontiacs, fucking Hudsons. It's like, where did it all go?
The Hudson Hornet.
Oh.
See, and to your point on that specifically, on the unappreciation of history.
On the other continue.
America really has a weird thing about like not giving a shit about the history.
Dude, it's not that they don't give a shit about history.
No, it's that they don't give a shit about history because
it's the boomer generation who's mad that we're fucking that we're now saying, oh, by the way, your great great grandfather was a piece of shit because he was a Confederate.
Well, okay, that's not a totally different, but that is a slightly different topic. Only
is
because
it really?
John Cena's fucking WWE title reign lasted longer than the Confederacy. So first of all,
My virginity has lasted longer than Confederacy.
You're not a virgin.
You're right.
Everybody's virginity tends to, unless you're, well, yeah, because the Confederacy only lasted 4 years.
Monsignor Dale, is that you?
Monsignor Dale, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh. Oh my God. I mean, I've got kids that are older than the fucking Confederacy ever lasted. You know what I mean? One of them not by much, but at the same time, like, the Confederacy was a.
You have an autistic child who statistically, you know what I mean, has not that great of a chance because of, and they've lasted longer than the Confederacy.
Yeah, same vein though, I think that she does have a chance. I think that she's not old enough to really be able to hone in on what would give her the chance. She's still technically considered a toddler.
Toodler.
A toodler. She's still technically considered a toodler, so she hasn't had the opportunity to really get into
Shoot it to Scrooble.
Right. So
Scrooble Wooski.
So there's that, and I mean she doesn't have like Down syndrome. She doesn't have anything like that. She's just very much autistic. So that's just the issue right now with her being so young that we're trying to get past. And by we, I mean my ex. Yeah. And by get past, I mean figure out how to fucking deal with it.
Well, it's not even like figuring out how to deal with it. It is really unfair to say because autism spectrum.
Super.
It develops in different ways because I was an ADHD baby who was fed meth growing up. You know, Ritalin, Adderall, blah 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 bullshit. Yeah.
The fun stuff.
The fun stuff.
Both of them.
The fun stuff. Literally, King of the Hill did a whole episode about this where they were like, "We're gonna give you this, Bobby, and everything boring is gonna become real interesting." You know what I mean?
Wouldn't that be weed?
But he literally fucking like zoned out and like stared at a fucking fly scratching its ass for 30 minutes, and that is exactly what it's like being on Ritalin. It is just, there's something happening in front of me. Whoa. Let's look at that for a while. Oh, I need to do my homework. Okay, let's do that. And then you're done with your homework, and the fly is still there. So you're like, oh, and you're staring at it for like a solid 2 hours, and then the medicine finally wears off and you're able to be normal again. But because you're a kid, you're bouncing off the fucking walls, so they give you more goddamn meth.
Meth is a hell of a drug, man.
Nicotine's a hell of a drug. Alcohol's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Cocaine is one hell of a drug, mi amigos. Good Lord above. Anyway, I got boobs on the brain. What about you?
Well, I moved all my Gamer Subs cups in here.
That's probably why I got boobs on the brain.
Probably, because there's what, 9 of them right now?
9 of them.
I've got like 5 or 6 more coming.
So let's talk about brain rot.
Dude, I swear to God, my current brain rot is to come in here
and smack the shit out of the drum set.
Smack the shit out of the drums while I'm listening to anime.
We love it.
Because I can connect my phone to the TV to use it as a remote, right?
Sorry, I'm smoking the green.
I can connect my phone to the TV and use it as a remote, right? Because it's Roku. But because I also connect my phone to it, I can connect my AirPods to my phone. So I can listen to the TV via my AirPods. I can put on the noise-canceling headphones that are sitting on top of the cowbell.
Yeah.
And I
do have a cowbell, by the way.
And I can just listen to whatever anime I'm currently burning through, which right now I'm re-burning through My Hero Academia.
Okay. We've talked about anime suggestions before.
So I can sit there and I can play the drums and practice with this book here on the music stand.
I have no idea how to read music.
I can teach you. It's really not that hard. It'd be easiest to teach you on the piano. Good drum sheet music is so fucking goofy, dude. It's the goofiest shit.
Sorry.
you're fine.
So we do have a cowbell, folks.
We do have a cowbell. Hit that cowbell.
It does, in fact, say I need more cowbell.
It does have
And
imprinted on it, I need more cowbell.
Moment, and I really hope we've got some 90s kids listening, because when you hear... You're like, oh fuck, here's George Lopez. Yeah, no, first of all, that's the wrong song. But literally the first thing I did was, well, I woke her up from waking up at 3 a.m. with Nickelodeon on. I know what to do here. Because Lowrider opens with a fucking cowbell. And I was like, oh, well, there's the fucking neuron activation. It's right there. It's right there. I'm fingering its hole as we speak. But it is kind of interesting, I gotta admit, because you do have all this soundproofing, and yet you still got this fucking... These soundproof, the soundproof, goddamn headphones right there. You use them for shooting, not for jamming, boy.
No, you're right. But at the same time, if I don't have them on when I'm listening to my shows, then the drums overtake the shows. So I pop my AirPods in, I put the sound canceling headphones on, and then I feel the drums as I'm practicing with said book on Music Stand, and I go from there. Leave my moon gel alone.
What?
That's moon gel.
What is that?
It helps dampen reverberations.
Fuck you.
It helps dampen the reverberations. That way, when I'm watching TV, the snare on the bottom of the drum.
The dog is still outside.
The dog is still outside. It doesn't.
We don't want to abuse the animal. We'll bring him in shortly.
He's fine. It's like 68 degrees outside. He's doing great. He's got fur.
He's got fur. He's got fur and covers himself in shitting regularly.
Well,
so tell the children at home about this photo of John Wayne you got down here.
It's not John Wayne, first of all.
It definitely looks like John.
At first
looks like Waylon Jennings.
I don't know what Waylon Jennings looks like.
That makes me sad.
I could.
You know he's buried around the corner.
I also didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know who else is buried around the corner?
Grandma.
Grandpa.
We told everybody about Grandma's ashes, right?
Yeah, we talked about that when Dad was here.
God, I love
that. Was last week.
Grandma's ashes is great.
Grandma's ashes is one of the funniest running jokes you and I have. Because nobody else understands it.
It's really great.
It's so funny.
Yeah, there's Grandma.
But no, Mom's dad is buried around the corner. Dad's down over in Texas.
Have you had any spiritual encounters lately?
Nope.
No.
You gotta believe in those to happen.
Dude, there was a woman standing in my grandmother's room the other night.
Is your grandmother?
It was not. And we are talking a woman in a white dress with black hair that I have never, ever seen before in my life.
Did you watch the VHS tape? Is that what
happened?
No.
No. Like, she kind of looked like my aunt was the weird part.
Have you contacted her?
She's not dead. She is very much alive.
All right.
No, I know for... No, she looked a lot like Mary, but she wasn't quite Mary. And I only saw her because for whatever reason, I can't stop myself from looking into an empty room.
Hold on, which Mary? Are we talking Bloody Mary or Typhoid Mary?
No, my grandmother. No, my Aunt Mary.
Your Aunt Mary, okay.
She looked like my Aunt Mary, and we're not talking about Mary Jane. This isn't a euphemism for marijuana. But
not this time.
But do you do that thing where you walk by an open door and you look in the room just to be sure?
I mean, I look into open rooms, but only because the curiosity inside of me needs to know what's happening all around me at all times.
I mean, yeah, but that's because you and I are on the fucking, spectrum, and we're kind of the same.
The spectrum.
You fucking... God damn, we're stupid. Anyway, it was one of those things where here's an open room, and I'm just gonna fucking glance by and get my information, and there was straight up a 5'7" woman in a white fucking gown with black curly hair, standing in the middle of a black room with no lights on. And I had to stop, and I went back, and I looked, and there was nothing there. And I went back and I walked into the living room, and I was like, hey, I know this is going to sound crazy, but there was a woman in Mom's room just now, to the old man.
Sure.
And he goes, well, what did she look like? And I was like, 5'7", black curly hair, kind of like Aunt Mary, white dress. And he goes, oh, you saw her too. So, yeah. So this is the fucked up part, because I've only had 3 encounters in this house, And the most notable one other than this was I was sitting in the living room, the TV's on, unbeknownst to me, Grandpa's fucking gone. Like he's out.
Not even in the
He's
house.
not in the house. He's out doing something. Grandma's in the back room. And the Discovery Channel's on, which is normally what he's watching. It's Swamp People. Yeah, whatever. I actually think it's kind of interesting watching them fucking gator fish. I think it's kind of neat.
Anyway.
But they're fucking hooting and hollering and they're swearing like a goddamn sailor. And I said, boy, they sure do swear a lot, don't they? And I kind of laughed. And from the other room, so the living room, and then there's the kitchen, and there's like an archway wall, and then there's the main dining room, blah 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 bullshit. Well, we have a computer over there, and that's normally where the old man goes if he's not in the living room or in his office.
Sure.
And I was aware that he wasn't in his office, and the light was on over in the dining room. So I said, oh man, they sure do swear a lot. And I hear, yeah, they sure do, don't they? So I got up off my ass off the couch and walked over there to continue the conversation. There's no one there.
Oh.
The computer is off.
Ah.
I before even going to Grandma, I walked my happy ass to the garage and peeked in. Car was gone. So I walked there. I was like, "Where's Grandpa?" She's like, "I think he went to CVS." I said, "Who the fuck was I just talking to?" It's something I still think about because fucking legit. The universe is such chaos, man. There's so much shit out there. There's so many different things that we could do, and there's so many possibilities. But it's like, what if there's that thereafter that the Christians aren't all that wrong about?
Well,
You know what I mean?
Plenty of religions believe in a thereafter.
Well, yeah, but like the whole idea of a spirit maintaining itself and remaining here on after is kind of I wouldn't say a Christian thing, but because the Japanese have their spirits and people from saying Indians just sounds so dirty. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
But
yeah.
people from India, they've got their spirits and shit, but it's like, oh my god, man. Could there be a whole, like, next level that your brain goes to that we're not quite sure about yet?
Can I tell you my fun conspiracy theory
Sure.
on that? Okay.
Is it that JFK's head just did that?
No.
Okay.
No, it's that Katy Perry is actually,
Satan?
no.
A demon?
Shit. I just forgot her.
A ghost.
JonBenet Ramsey. But
JonBenet Ramsey?
yeah, have you never heard that conspiracy theory?
No.
JonBenet was never murdered. She was whisked away to a Christian convent and became Katy Perry.
What the fuckaroni and cheese?
I know, right?
What the fuck?
No, but here's my fun conspiracy theory on spirits in the afterlife, right? Because like personally, I think once you're dead, you're dead. It's a dirt nap. You're over with. Right?
Oh yeah, no. Like the logical part of my brain says no. It's like a CRT TV turning off after 6 hours. It's a loud whine into nothingness and a slow fade into black.
Now here's the fun part that no one ever thinks about though, and I'm gonna connect it into real world stuff. So buckle up, bucko.
Oh fuck! I don't know if I'm drunk enough for this.
What if it was true that we all had an actual spirit that once the capsule that is our body perished, the spirit is released and can go on to do its own thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, number one, that would make sense as far as like hauntings at certain places. Like if a sailor dies on the boat, his spirit stays on the boat to finish his job. Old people who die in their homes stay in the homes because it's their fucking house and they want to stay there, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But then there's the crazy people like you and me that if we were able to, for lack of a better term, astral project, we're going to fucking Mars.
Yeah.
Why would you stay in a dwelling that you know is going to get sold off to the next person who feels like buying it and fuck with the people who live there when you can now fuck around across the cosmos, right? Because if you're a spirit, gravity's got nothing on you. I see you holding your fingers up, and let me finish my thought. Now, here's where I think that the fun conspiracy theory comes into play, right? We sent a rover to Mars.
That rover was supposed to last, like, what, 2-3 weeks, a month tops?
I have very confidential information that I would like to share.
Well, this isn't a Minecraft server, so give me a second. How many people do you think, if spirits and ghosts are real, decided one day to learn how to fly in their spiritual version?
I think a lot
And
of people
decided
who
to
died
just-
after the year 1940 would have decided to explore the cosmos because they have a more open mind, or if they were followers of old-time philosophers. I already know where you're going with this. However, I do believe a majority of people are so set in their ways or follow their main religions that they would be bound to, more or less, by some kind of subconscious set of rules that wouldn't allow them to leave Earth itself.
Okay, that's fair. But how many spirits do you think it would take to hit Mars, fuck around with the rover, and build a face in a temple randomly and then destroy it the next day just to fuck with everybody left on Earth?
Fuck, that would be so funny.
Like, that's the only thing that I can think of that would constitute those weird photos we got back from the rover. Because I don't personally believe in the idea that humanity started on Mars and we fucked Mars up so bad we had to find somewhere new and we came to Earth and then we had to restart.
It's such a good fucking explanation, though.
Mine or the fact that we had to restart?
The whole Mars was a part of some man-made apocalyptic event, and Adam and Eve is just fucking the two-pod survivor from that civilization or whatever. It makes so much
to a point
fucking
it
sense.
makes sense. To a point I can kind of understand it because there are certain things on Mars that shouldn't exist without a nuclear war, right?
Like what in particular?
So there is a very specific ion that exists only after a nuclear bomb goes off. And they found that ion on Mars. Coincidence? Maybe, because the ecosystem is way more ridiculous. I get it to a point.
Yeah.
However, if we were to actually have any real ability to go, like, when the Mars rover found the bullshit on Mars, like the face that might have been a
well, you see, that's the thing,
temple
though.
Or whatever.
Well, the whole face on Mars thing was interesting to me because I saw something about it recently. They had the original pass of that mountain range that was the face on Mars or whatever, and it clearly looks like a face on Mars.
It does.
And this was like 97 or 87. It's one of those two numbers. Don't quote me on that. Fuck you. I'm not as educated as you think I am. But they did another pass in like 2006 and got a clear, like, perfect resolution of it. But even when you look at it and you can clearly tell that it's like a mountain range, it looks like a face still. It's kind of wacky to look. It looks like Caesar from the original Planet of the Apes. You know what I mean? But it still looks like a face. And it's
I never
like,
connected that. That's funny.
it's like, bro, holy fuck. Like, how is that? Why is that? Is there a chance there was something that... okay, here comes the conspiracy theory part. I am not going to name names in any way, shape, or form.
As you should.
Okay, but let's say a friend of mine has a friend who used to work for NASA. Used to work for NASA in the 60s.
Okay.
They got high one night.
Is this Jack Black's mom?
No.
Okay.
They got high one night.
Fun fact, Jack Black's mom helped with
yes, this is true. But no, they got to listen to the uncensored, every single bit of uncensored footage from Neil Armstrong's, like, landing.
Mm-hmm.
And he got really fucking blasted on some good weed one night.
On the moon?
No. We're talking about Mr. Man that is telling the story, who got to listen to the uncensored footage, and he says, you know, there's one thing that Neil talked about on the moon that really sticks with me. There's one point in the footage, again, this is censored footage we're talking about, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, you can take this any which way or the other, but I'm in the boat of, there's been too much media surrounding aliens and, like, alien invasion in the past 30 so years that there's no way they're not subconsciously prepping us for something.
Sure.
Especially considering that there's been a ton of media can fit along the lines of, like, humanity fighting insectoid aliens.
Okay.
And then there was the recent thingamajig about the government saying, hey, aliens are real. Yeah. But they might not be the kind that you're expecting.
Sure.
Now, a layman might take that in one of two ways. They're going to take that as, oh, okay, so they're not like E.T., they're not like Greys, or they're like amoebas and like fucking microbes and shit.
Well, I mean,
okay,
go on.
But
go.
Then there are the people like you and me who will look at it and say, okay, so they're selling us to get ready for Starship Troopers. Think about it.
Okay. Counterpoint.
What is the one thing that can survive a nuclear bomb?
Cockroaches.
And what the fuck is space full of?
Nothing.
Nothing and what?
Gamma rays.
Radiation.
Yeah, I was getting that.
You cannot tell me that it would not be feasible in somehow, some way that they're saying. This is all going to loop back to the story about Mr. NASA and his fucking uncensored footage, okay? But, like, you can't tell me that they aren't gearing us up with, like, Ridley Scott's Alien and fucking Apollo 18 and fucking Starship Troopers and Helldivers and Warhammer 40K and Deep Rock Galactic and all these things that are, hey, go fight these big-ass fucking bug monsters for glory and everything,
sure.
Right? Legitimately, this gentleman, he said that when they were out and about on the moon, Neil Armstrong and fucking Buzz Aldrin were on the moon, he said, hey, Buzz, do you see that? Over there on the ridgeline, it crouched behind the rocks. And that was part of the footage that they censored.
Huh.
Supposedly, Neil Armstrong saw something on the fucking moon that was like the Apollo 18 alien, where it was just like an eye stalk thing out there behind the rocks. And that is like spurned. Again, we're autistic, but it spurned such a thought process in my mind of like, holy fuck, dude. I already understand there's no way in hell that we could be alone out there. The universe is too far goddamn big, and there's been too much shit that's been like, why can't we explain these lights in the sky? You know? It's like, what if they fucking found shit on the moon already, and it's just there, and it's not smart enough or evolved enough to, like, get off the moon or be intelligent like we are, but it's just like a fucking predator animal that eats whatever microbes are fucking sitting around in a moon puddle or whatever, and then was like, huh? What the fuck is this thing? It's tall and it's got 4 arms. Because that sure sounds like a curious lion on the savannah to me.
Now, at the same time, that kind of doubles back to the conspiracy theory that I've gotten into thanks to John Holmberg of KUPD.
Thanks, Holmberg.
Which is, I absolutely believe we have been to the moon.
Yeah.
No doubt about it, we have been to the moon. However, I don't think we've been to the moon as many times as we say we were going to the moon. I think we did that for monetary purposes to continually bankrupt Russia because the space race and all that.
I think you're right and I think you're wrong.
Okay.
And my reasoning for this is because during the 1960s, during the whole space race thing, we were giving NASA approximately 40% of our national defense budget.
Right.
And during the time of Challenger and Columbia, which is approximately a 20-year span, we were giving them 0.04% of our national budget.
And it's still down.
It's even worse than that. I think we did go to the moon. And I think in the spirit of America and in the spirit of Kennedy, we continued to go to the moon. We did this talk yesterday. Or sorry, not yesterday, but last week. And we apologize. I'm going to try to steer that off of this because it's ridiculous to keep going into moon conspiracies.
I love moon conspiracies.
But
they're one of
my 2 cents is, I think we went to the moon the number of times we say we did. But I think the technology was lost because general electronics and like everything else advanced at a more rapid pace between the 1980s and today.
Okay.
And I don't think NASA, as a scientific institution, had the resources to properly keep up with the game, which then caused our inability to go back to the moon. Because India is there, China's there. Everyone else is they're not there physically, but they've got got rovers and shit, and that's more than we've done, and it's all coming back to because we don't give them enough fucking money. And it's because China's doing China number one, see, we better than you, and India's just like, see, we're not all just street shitters, we can get to the moon too.
Street shitters.
Meanwhile, you and I both know good and damn well they're just gonna put a call center on that bitch anyway.
To be fair, though,
What?
What would be if... Okay, let's say...
Helium-2.
Let's say that there is something living on the moon, right?
I think there could be.
Do you think that... China, for sure, I absolutely believe that China would have the possibility of this. But do you think India would have the availability of black marking their documents as well as the U.S. and China do?
No.
Like, I really think something would come out of India saying, hey, our fucking rover got out of the Sea of Tranquility and went over a ridge, and there was something staring at us.
No. Because India has a really fucking weird, I want to say, black site police kind of organization,
okay,
which may not make sense to you.
I mean, it does.
But like, the CIA has black sites, and
yes,
that's where people disappear. And I
right,
feel like that's the kind of shit that would happen, is they just fucking disappear. The government in India is stable. I'll give them that. But it's so goddamn shady that I would not put it past them to have some Men in Black style fucking organization that's just like, nope, you know too much. Into the sewer you go, and then they just become crocodile chow.
India doesn't have sewers.
I know, shit, the street. Give me a light, damn it.
Oh, sorry, it's over here. Let me grab it.
We are a bunch of sinners. We're smoking in the house.
I don't care.
I do.
Why?
Because I feel bad.
You and Dad and fucking our brother-in-law smoke in the house. All the smoke.
Brother-in-law?
Yeah.
You mean dickhead?
No. Not dickhead brother. Cool brother-in-law.
Who?
Younger sister's husband.
I don't know him.
I don't think you've gotten to meet him yet, but he's trust me, you'd like him a lot. He's a big D&D guy too.
So, the folks at home don't know, but we do want to get a D&D game started eventually for our own private doing, because it's funny and hilarious.
And the way that he is him specifically, the way that he's able to break characters, is so fast.
I want to do Arakakra Mothman still. I think it's
do
so
it.
funny.
I don't give a shit.
Oh my god.
I'm DMing, so do
Arakakra Mothman.
I'll give it to you.
So, what was I going to be again? A paladin? Some kind of paladin?
Yeah, you were gonna be a death paladin.
Oh, that's right.
And then Uncle Randall was gonna be a healing mage, which just getting the two of you in a room, playing you as a death paladin and him as a healing mage with your voice actor.
It's gonna be great because he's gonna be like, we can save it, and I'm gonna be, it's gonna be dead in 5 minutes anyway, and be like, what do you mean? The wounds aren't fatal. It's just gonna be me unsheathing a fucking knife.
I cannot wait for this D&D group to
I just found my metal dice again too. They're so unlucky, but I love the unholy shit out of them.
I really want to order those.
So we found a pretty bitchin' dice set. So I found
you found them.
Bitchin'
You
dice
sent
set.
it to me, and then my TikTok got inundated with ads.
That's fucking hilarious. But it's this. It looks like a revolver cylinder.
It does. Looks like
but it contains. But each bullet in the fucking cylinder is a different dice, like a D4 or a D20, a D12, D6.
The D20 sits in the middle.
Yeah,
but the outer ring, the D6 component of how these are all housed, is a D4, a D6, a D8,
a D12,
a D10, a D12.
But it's
two D10
So the way I saw people do it, so you can clearly read like what number it is. They've actually done it pretty cleverly.
Yeah.
But the way you roll this dice is by spinning it like a fucking Mazel Tov top.
I mean, if you want to.
That's like how they do it in the advertisement for it.
That's because they have to make the advertising aspect is
no, dude.
They do really well.
I feel like that's probably the way that they probably intend you to roll it. It's pointed only on that side, and fucking flicking it like a dickhead would just be weird. Because then it would go across the entire table.
Well, but I've got 2 dice towers, so I would just try to drop it down a tower.
Oh, it gets stuck so fucking bad.
You think so?
Yeah, because
to be fair, my regular D6 gets stuck in there sometimes.
They're too oblong for a dice tower.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, they wouldn't come out the finish hole.
Not necessarily. We'd have to get a set and test it out to be sure. But
we do thoroughly enjoy the idea of this goofy ass dice set because it just it's out there.
The problem is that it's all die cast metal and it's $100. It's $100. It was on sale for $60 not too long ago, but it's $100. Now, if we're going to talk about this, I have to bring up the fact that even though we haven't gotten the campaign up off the ground yet, I have plenty of things to use to fuck with you and the other players.
Fuck off. That's the kind of thing, too, you really have to hang out with us to know it, but we are a couple of sadistic motherfuckers in our own unique way.
In our own unique way.
It's a sight to behold.
You dropped your phone.
Sorry, family at home. No, I'm not.
Wow, look at those peaks. Look at that. Look at what you did.
You know what's funny is when you laughed earlier, it gave off bigger peaks than that.
Well, laughing and pig squealing are two...
Pig squealing?
It's pig squealing! That. Jesus Christ, look at those peaks! God damn it!
Sorry about that, folks. No, I'm not. That was glorious.
God.
Oh,
right, Stitch.
Jesus titty fucking Christ.
Jesus titty fucking Christ.
My name is Stitch. Ohana means family, and family means screaming like an autistic child.
Yeah, we've got a child that does that. But anyway.
Anyway.
Guinea pigs. The youngest child wants a guinea pig.
They're pretty adorable.
All right. Well, they're adorable, but I don't know about I have zero idea about the upkeep.
They're not that hard to take care of.
Compared to a snake, anything is hard to take care of.
Listen, man.
Snakes are so goddamn easy.
I told you about Mr. Speedy, didn't I?
No.
The snake I had for all my teenage years?
No.
I got a snake from PetSmart. It was a little garden snake named Mr. Speedy. And I was like 6 when I got him. So, of course, I named him something stupid. And I called him Mr. Speedy because he fucking...
They're moderately quick.
Yeah. But, I had that snake for like, I want to say, 6 years. And then there came the phase where my grandparents just assumed I was going to take responsibility and didn't. So I found him one day. A dried husk in the middle of the enclosure. I was so fucking upset, dude.
Dude, you know how long that takes?
I
know. How long that is?
I know.
You can feed a snake once a month and it'll survive. It won't thrive, but it'll survive.
I used to feed him like 3 or 4 of those little fucking feeder fish.
Like fish?
Yeah, fish.
You feed fish?
Yeah.
You feed fish?
That's what they told us to feed him.
Well, whoever that was is an idiot. You
it was a little
baby fucking rats.
No.
Baby
No. This motherfucker was too small for pinkies.
Mice pinkies?
Yeah, it was too small for pinkies.
Then you didn't have a goddamn garden snake. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, like a ribbon snake or whatever. They're really small. They're so small. But we fed a minnow fish. They're like the size of your pinky.
So are fucking mice pinkies.
Well, either way, it was what we fed him, and he ate them, and he loved them. He did. He ate them regularly. But he fucking was like fine, and then I don't know, man. It just time got the better of us somehow, some way. And
6 months later, you found
literally a dried husk. I was so fucking upset. I was 14.
Great, now I'm gonna have to edit this. Quit dropping names, dickhead.
Well, then don't make me upset about thinking about these things. You can cut that out. I don't care.
I'll cut it out.
Yeah, just cut out the whole I was upset part. It didn't fucking matter. Yeah.
No.
But I was so fucking upset, man. I really was. Can you imagine, like, looking into the tank and being like, I wonder what he's up to. And there he is. Just a dried husk in the middle of the tank.
Did you scan him?
No, there was nothing. It was just flakes.
Did you take the ribcage?
He would.
Could have taken the ribcage and
I
buried it back together.
I buried him.
Can we talk about burying pets real quick?
Sure.
So when we had the Chandler house, right?
Is this going to be like Aunt Gina burying a chameleon in the backyard?
No. Auntie D, the fucking cunt.
Oh. Shout out to Auntie D. You're a true cunt.
Absolutely not. You can go eat all the bags of dicks. Because fuck you for taking that fucking old ass car away from father.
What?
I'll get to that after this. Apparently, she gave Dad like 1 or 2 cats that he buried in the backyard. I also buried a monitor lizard back there.
Damn, this motherfucker's big.
No, it was still moderately baby.
Oh,
still moderately baby.
Well, that's sad.
It just decided to give up one day. I don't know what happened.
Damn, you're a bad pet owner.
Sometimes, yeah.
Damn, that's why Momo died.
No, shut the fuck up. How was I supposed to know? I didn't know. I didn't know what was happening.
I tried to teach you.
I don't want... Okay, first of all,
this man doesn't want the cats that he has in his house, and
I don't want the cats. I
wanted
wanted one cat.
Fucking.
I wanted one.
Listen.
One cat.
I get that.
And you,
I get that.
You piece of shit. You went and got a second cat that was a different gender, and then they made babies because you're a fuck ass.
It's not my fault.
It's your fault.
It's not my fault.
I blame you and I blame my ex because she begged for a second cat.
I blame
after I brought back the first cat.
First of all, those
you fuck ass.
Those peaks. First of all. Second of all, it is your fault because, motherfucker, you knew that they were 2 different breeds.
I didn't know. I had no fucking clue. Because when we got Raven...
You were supposed to get them fixed.
We got them fixed, but we didn't have the money to get them all fixed until after the fact that they'd already reproduced.
Well, anyway, fucking...
We didn't know that Raven was a boy. We thought Raven was a girl.
The cats had babies, long fucking story short, and the runt of the litter passed away.
Yes.
And it's a very unfortunate circumstance, and I know we talked about it because she was in the 3rd episode.
She was the only one that I, moderately liked.
This is why it's fucked up, man, because this motherfucker, like me, is allergic to cats, okay? It's hell. I get it. It sucks, dude. But they literally love you and I both so fucking much. And you treat them so badly. It's not that you abuse them. You don't. You love them, you feed them, blah, 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 bullshit. But you will not give them the time of day. And that fucking sucks, man. I
don't give a shit. There's 5 of them. They can give each other the time of day.
Bogus.
It's not bogus.
You're the caretaker. You're the parent, and they are the children. You need to love them.
They are fed and watered twice a day. They have had treats.
Now say that about your daughter.
They're fed and watered several times a day.
And they're getting treats.
They both have a phone. They both have a Nintendo Switch. They both have enough content to get through their day-to-day lives.
Where is the parental love?
It's gone. Because I never wanted kids. You want to get deep right now?
Yeah.
I didn't want children. One of them, I'm not even sure 100% is mine. And I'm buying parental fucking paternity tests as soon as that big check from the insurance company comes in. Because I don't know if the one is mine. I know.
Wow.
I know that I'm like 95% sure.
Yeah.
Is mine. But
Wow.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure that I'm on that one's birth certificate because I wasn't around for the birth. I was with you when the birth happened. You and I were together when the birth happened.
That's right. We were fucking in 4th Avenue.
So you want to talk to me about the love of a child and the love of an animal?
Yeah.
That fucking dog could fuck off tomorrow and I wouldn't even blink.
That's fucked up.
He's bred for his beauty and he's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
If I could get
That's
him,
so fucked
if I could
up.
send him to the children, I would tomorrow. But I can't because where the children are living, they're not allowed pets. They're not allowed to have nice things over there. Where they're living is a fucking hellscape comparatively to it when they had been living here. Right? Now, secondarily, I wanted one fucking cat. And I made sure that the little shit-stained crotch goblin that lived next door at the time of their birth got me the only black cat out of both fucking litters. And I brought it home to the ex. And I showed her. And I said, here's the cat you've always wanted. It's a black cat. Have fun with the black cat. I'm cool with it. I don't mind. And then she started whining and crying that, no, that cat needs a second cat because they have to be friends when we have a goddamn Shih Tzu, which is essentially an extra furry cat. Because that fucking asshole will rub his ass on you like a cat does.
Cats
because he's
do not-
fucking
okay,
retarded.
No. I do not subscribe to the reality that cats rub their ass on people the way this fucking dog does.
Freya fucking rubs her ass on you every time you come over the way that Patch rubs his ass on me.
No, you're wrong, and I'll tell you why. Because cats, they rub on your legs or shit, whatever, to get your scent on you. Patch wipes his fucking ass on your goddamn pant leg like he just got done taking a 3-bean burrito shit. And it's fucking ridiculous. I have never had any animal in the 26 years I have been on this planet rub their ass on me the way this fucking dog does. He is straight up a human who got reincarnated and said, no, fuck you, I'm gonna do this my way. I'm wiping my ass on your pant leg.
Be that as it may.
No, not be that as it may.
After I brought home Raven, and I handed it to my ex, and she said, now it's gotta have a friend. You ninja motherfucker, decided to fuck off out the back door and run off to the neighbor's house again. And brought back that multicolored little shitbag of a female.
Leave my calico queen alone.
Fuck her and fuck you. Now, we didn't know that they were different genders. I will admit
told
that.
You that.
No, the fuck you didn't.
Yes.
No, because Raven was too small. His balls hadn't dropped yet.
Literally multiple times I went, dude, I think this cat's a dude. And you were like, no, it's a girl. Blah,
No.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yes! By the time we realized that Raven was a boy, it was too late. Because Freya's fat, fluffy, fucking calico Maine Coon ass was already pregnant.
I love that.
So, when we tried to get the two of them fixed, we got him fixed, no problem. We couldn't fix her because she was already goddamn pregnant. So then she had a litter of 6 kittens. 6 goddamn kittens. And one of them died as a kitten.
You have 5 cats in this house.
7. No, I have 5 cats, yes. So, okay, hold on. I gotta do math now.
Yeah, you're a retard.
So we had the 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then we had...
You had a litter of 4.
No. We had a litter of 5. There were 5 kittens. One of them died as a kitten. You know what I did with that cat? I wrapped it up in a Walmart bag and I stuffed it in a Pringles can and I threw it in the trash can.
That's really fucked up.
I popped it in that dumpster right over there.
Are you...
I'm not fucking with you.
I did not know that.
I put it in a Pringles can and I put it in that fucking dumpster right there.
That's so fucked up, man.
And then we had the other 5 fucking others. And then there was Momo. And Momo was the quietest, sweetest goddamn cat ever. She was so goddamn tiny because she was the runt. She was the only one that I moderately enjoyed from time to time because she didn't
Hateful
fucking yell at
person.
me every day.
You're so... They're
The
not
other-
yelling at
They
you.
yell! They yell like they're babies!
Hades yells at you.
No, Bruce has started yelling at me. Freya sits at my door and yells at me.
Because she wants
I
your
don't
attention.
give a shit! I'm allergic to her. She's not allowed in my room, and I do not allow her in this room. Because I do not want the fur everywhere. I do not want any of these instruments covered in fur. I do not want any of this foam fucking covered in fur. And I definitely almost kicked Dipstick right out that fucking window because he was trying to lounge on my guitar amp. Like an asshole. Fuck him. So now I have 5 fucking cats out there.
You're gonna come across like such a fucking piece of shit in this episode.
That's fine. I was fine and happy with 1 cat. Because I already knew, to some extent, I was allergic to them. Because my ex and I used to live in a house where we had 37 cats in the house.
That's awesome.
Because there was 1 male and 5 fucking females that people we helped move into that house brought with them. And none of them were fixed. And all 5 of those fucking females got pregnant at once. We had 37 cats in this house. That's not a dream. It's a fucking walking nightmare. Our room was the only one that cats weren't allowed in. And I spent all my time in that room because we didn't fucking deal with the cats. I personally cleaned with another friend of ours. Cleaned the 2, count them, 1, 2 fucking litter boxes that the people who owned all these cats decided, 2 is going to be just fine. It's not going to be an issue at all as long as we clean it every day, twice a day. And then they never fucking did. Do you know where I found cat shit in that house?
No.
Not only on top of the pool table that I gave them when I moved out, but literally 8 feet away, 4 feet off the ground, next to the light switch in the room where the 2 litter boxes lived. There was so much pee underneath the washer and dryer because it was the laundry room that they decided to put their 2 fucking cat boxes in. Me and a friend of ours cleaned that fucking house over the course of 6 hours with essentially hazmat suits on.
Uh-huh.
And the next day it was fucking awful. The next day. Because they didn't take responsibility for their 37 fucking cats.
Well, let me ask you this, my son. They're 37 fucking cats.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah.
37.
They're 37 cats.
But these aren't their cats. These are your cats.
These are my 5.
Yeah.
And these 5
And
get fed every day,
you
get watered every day.
You could,
I clean their litter box every day.
Bro,
I'm out of
they've got
treats.
feelings and like emotions.
That's great. They can have their emotions with themselves.
What if you fucking were treated that way?
I was treated that way!
What if you were continuously treated that way and you're into your adult? What if I wasn't here? What if Dad wasn't here the way he is now?
The way that Dad is here
What
now
if-
is only because of the
What
arrests.
what if Big E was still here on his bullshit?
Who?
You know who.
I don't know who.
You, but taller.
Big E, the wrestler?
Talks like this, everything's great, I got kids, but I don't fucking talk to them. I'm gonna go fuck around in Tucson,
I have no idea. Oh! First and foremost, he got hopped up on so many fucking drugs.
No shit, Sherlock. Thanks for the fucking obvious.
So, but guess what? His kids don't fucking talk to him. His ex-wife doesn't even want to talk to him. He bought something for the kids to share and didn't clear it with her first. And she was pissed that he was trying to come over to drop it off, and Dad was the one who had to drop it off. And I don't think they've even used it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, you fucking... There's all this, like, negativity in your life.
Why do you think I love living alone?
What I'm getting at, man, is the least you could do is love your animals a little more than you do. And let them love you. I understand. Let them love you a little bit more than you do. And just appreciate the fact that you and I are here together on this big, stupid, fucking god-awful, ugly rock at the same time. Because, God, it could have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse for the two of us. And I can't tell you the amount of people who could listen to this podcast and say, nah, fucking 900 square foot townhome with 5 cats doesn't sound like a nightmare at all. That sounds like a fucking dream.
Well, then they can fucking take the cats. Really, at this point, with everything that my ex is doing with her current boyfriend, and allowing him to go off and
Play Helldivers at 2 a.m.
Play Helldivers at 2 a.m. and
we're going to talk about that brain rot in a minute.
Some of the purchases that he's made because, they talked about it and he became okay with, or she became okay with how he's doing stuff and whatever. Instead of throwing all that money at the stuff he's been buying, I'm not moving.
Turn around and give me the fucking bottle.
With all the stuff he's been buying, they could have been in an apartment 6 months ago.
Okay,
and they would have taken the fucking cats.
And I have $40,000 that I could do stuff with, but I can't at the same time.
You can. You just refuse to because you're waiting for a few other things to happen.
You're right. I am waiting for a funeral. What's your point?
But that makes sense. That makes sense because you're taking money that you actually have and you're holding on to it for better days when you can actually use it the way you want to without any sort of awkward repercussion, right?
Yeah.
He's taking money he doesn't have and spending it on things that he doesn't need.
Oh, so you mean how I lived paycheck to paycheck?
Worse than that. He's living paycheck to paycheck to a degree that I've never fucking seen before. And he doesn't have to be. He's currently making 2 vehicle payments. 2 insurance payments on said 2 vehicles.
Well, that's because he bought a motorcycle.
Right, but he didn't need to. And his motorcycle, comparatively, was cheap enough that he could have just saved up the money and bought used. But no, he went and financed a brand new one. For no reason.
Listen, man, financial retardation is a very real thing. And there's not really much anything anyone can do about it unless you have a financial advisor.
That's bullshit, because I'm doing just fine with the money that I make, and he makes just barely under me.
Listen, you are not as financially retarded.
You're right. But I also no longer have my ex in my ear saying, well, should we get this, should we get that, when it's not a financial need or a livable need.
30 pounds of cheese is always a financial need.
I will never, ever, ever put a cap on how much you can spend on food. Never once have I, never will I ever, because food is a sustainable, necessary item. It's a little ridiculous with some of the prices right now for certain things, and I've stopped buying certain items. However, if we were talking about 30 pounds of cheese, I would have a completely different opinion on it. But the fact that he is making a payment on an SUV and a motorcycle and paying insurance on both of the full insurance on both of them, because he's still making payments on both of them, it's crazy to me.
I do want to point out that I am disappointed in my co-host here because essentially he's living in the house I grew up in. Now, this is not the house I grew up in, but it is a 900 square foot hovel in the ghetto.
It's not the ghetto, fuck you.
It's the ghetto.
It's not the ghetto.
It's what I'm used to. Brother, we play the game of gunshot or firework every weekend. What do you mean?
Not here?
Yeah, we do.
No,
Anyway, you live like a broken man.
I am a broken man.
You're not a broken man.
3 sexual assaults and 2 relationships that should have gone a different direction that never did. I'm pretty sure I'm broken at this point.
Listen, you're not. You're really not, because you're coherent and you're not actively trying to kill yourself on a regular basis.
I could, though. It'd be very simple.
You don't think I am not aware of that? God damn, I got a 9mm within fucking arm's reach, dear God. But the point that I'm trying to make is, like, dude, the least you could do is put some fucking cans of chili in your pantry, and you're living here with a goddamn pot of goddamn fucking spaghetti like you're an Italian tavern in the middle of goddamn nowhere. Like, oh my good lord, man, even I'm starting to worry about you. Christ alive.
Oh, our brother-in-law scolded me the other day because the bathroom isn't as clean to his standards as he'd like it to be.
Which one? That one?
That one, yeah.
Really pube sink.
I cleaned that. Those are all gone. Go look. The only thing in that sink right now is a couple specks of pink from when I dyed my hair last week.
I thought you were going to say blood.
No. Pink from dyeing my hair.
But no, I can... Dude, you got black mold all over that bathroom.
Yeah, but that's been there for years.
How do you think mold growth works, moron?
None of the spots have gotten bigger, and there are no new spots.
I don't believe that for 5 minutes.
Do you want to take a picture of it and compare it over the next couple of months as you come over every weekend to film this podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
I will.
Take a photo. I don't give a shit.
I'll do it at the end of the podcast. But
none,
that is ridiculous.
None of the mold that is in there is sustaining itself.
It's black mold. It's
It
a
is
problem.
black mold. You're right. It is
That's
absolutely
a fucking problem.
I'm not saying it's not a problem, but I'm also saying that it's not really affecting me.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like one of the biggest idiots I know, by far.
Yeah, well. We have gone way too long on this episode.
This podcast has been strange, man. We've just been drinking, shit posting. I'm on the floor now. I mean,
yeah, you're like laying down and realigning your back.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fine. I feel great right now.
I'm sure you do. Well, you're laying on 2 area rugs on top of the hard floor, so.
You know, that's another thing for autistic people that I've noticed is the importance of floor time.
See, my bed is so hard that I just lay on my bed.
No, it's not. No, man. Like my bed's not enough. Me too. I got one of them county beds. I know how you feel, but it's just not enough. Sometimes I gotta lay on the floor and like ground myself. I don't know. It don't make sense. It really don't. Well, I tell you what. This has been a strange episode. That's for sure. We've been in a lot of places today. Can't wait to see what we call the title.
I haven't even thought about it.
Anyway.
Nothing really jumped out at me
No.
this week.
Anyway. Well,
we should end it though.
Yeah,
we're over an hour and a half.
we are the Felonious Friends.
That is Kai.
We'd like to thank you for joining us on this tipsy adventure
I am
that we call
Swiftbird.
life.
Fuck life. End life.
Be nicer to your animals. Good God.
I'll buy them some treats and they can deal.
That's not enough.
Well, it's more. It's.
Wait a minute.
What?
We can't end yet.
Why not?
I wanted to talk about my brain rot.
Oh.
Helldivers.
Oh God.
Good God. You need to get this game. It's so stupid.
I'll get around to it.
So
I still have to buy the Elder Child Minecraft on her Switch.
Helldivers 2 is this wonderful little game that's come out recently. It's very reminiscent of, well...
Helldivers 1.
No. Why did you do that? It threw me off, and now I got fucking stand-up too fast syndrome, so now I'm dizzy. Starship Troopers.
Oh.
It's very much fucking go out and, like, kill bugs, but it is literally like Death for Glory or $9. And there's something about it that is so incredibly addicting, I cannot stop playing this game. You were talking about the ex's current boyfriend. He and I were playing that game last night until 2 a.m. Randomly. I just happened to see he was online, and I was like, I'm gonna raid his game. Joined, and we ended up playing for another, 4 fucking hours.
I'm gonna tell my ex that it's your fault he stayed up till 4 a.m. last night.
Don't do that. That'd be fucked up.
Why? She likes you.
That's
It'll be
true.
fine.
It'd be funny. She's gonna I'm gonna get a text message from an unknown number in 3 hours. She'll be like,
You're a piece of shit. Why would you keep him up for so long? He was totally useless to me today. He slept all fucking day until 2 p.m. and now he's gotta sleep for work tomorrow. God damn it, why would you fucking do that?
Meanwhile, I'm sitting there like,
We didn't even touch the second pizza.
No, we didn't.
That's
Damn.
phenomenal.
That's dinner for tomorrow.
That's, yeah.
That's
That's
the next
breakfast
day.
for tomorrow.
That's how I felt about Papa John's last night. I was broke. I got a little, their little side order of calzones. That was pretty damn.
I want to play that game created by the furries so goddamn bad.
Lethal Company.
Is that on the PlayStation?
It's not. It's a
Damn
PC
it.
exclusive. Lethal Company is by far one of the most fun games I've ever played. The only unfortunate thing I'd say about it is you're going to have to teach yourself how to get into Thunderstore or R2, which is a mod manager, and mod the game. Because it's so much more fun when you mod the game. Oh my god.
Like, mod it how?
New enemies, new locations, suits, sounds, goofy things. Because, the whole thing is interstellar trash men, right?
Right.
So, we've got a joke about, there was a post someone put out. It was, so you scan things. So, you use a scanner in Lethal Company.
Right.
And when you find something of value, it puts, a green circle around it. It says the value. Well, there was a meme that came out where it was a fucking pinata head of Glenn Quagmire from Family Guy.
We've talked about this a little bit, yeah.
So, someone made it a mod.
Oh.
So we can run around and we find him, and when you pick him up, it says, I'm Glenn Quagmire. So we run around finding as many quaggles, as we call them, as we can. We create a shrine before the end of the game. The Quaggle Shrine. Modding that game is by far one of the most fun things you can do.
Okay, here's my question. The enemy, the little bug enemy that you drop
the loot
trash,
bug.
You drop trash and it picks it up and runs off.
Yeah, the loot bug.
Those are in the normal game. Yes.
Yeah, that's a normal thing.
Is the horn, the clown horn,
Yes.
in the normal game?
Yes.
Then I don't need to mod it. That's all I need. Because I just want to drop a clown horn for one of those little bastards and listen to it honky tonk all the way down the fucking hallway.
Well, are you aware of Dracula Flow?
You mean a period?
No. I'm talking about the shit poster that's he's like a 50-year-old man who has given himself Dracula hair with a Sharpie.
Oh, God.
And he just spits insults for fucking 5 to 10 minutes. But the script was written by Pink Dye. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it's the funniest fucking thing to listen to. But there's a mod that makes it so those little loot bugs run around spitting Dracula flow. So they're just reading the insult lines to you in that voice. And it is so goddamn funny. I'll definitely have to show you Dracula flow after we end this because it's so stupid.
Alright.
But, I think that wraps everything up. We should probably log off now.
Yeah, absolutely. We're almost at 2 hours.
We'd like to thank the folks for listening.
We'd like to thank the folks for listening. Shout out to my Fortnite partner up there in Washington State. Hey, yo.
And shout out to every furry who's ever sucked my dick behind a Denny's.
Well, that's what Denny's is for. Especially the gay Denny's in Phoenix.
We don't talk about gay Denny's. And by that I mean we always talk about gay Denny's. Because gay Denny's is probably one of the greatest parts of the state.
We love gay Denny's.
Mm-hmm.
Gay Denny's is one of those places that would have the meme band set up in the front entryway.
Yeah.
What the fuck is up, Denny's?
Yeah. Right. What the fuck is up, Denny's? Are you getting a grand slam this morning?
Good shit.
Good shit. But no, we'd like to thank the folks at home. Thank you for putting up with us. We're a couple of fucking dumbasses, for lack of a better word.
Absolutely, 100%.
And we love what we do.
Mm-hmm.
But until next time, we're the Felonious Friends. I'm your favorite local criminal, Kai. That's the Magician Swithbert.
That's me.
And we are going to shit ourselves. Good night.
Good night, everybody. We love you. Bye.